Hey foodies, thanks for watching. Today I'm going to show you how to make a cinnamon rolled cookie. These are so good. They're like, oh my god, out of this world. And I have been craving cinnamon for so long, and I thought what a great time for me to share this recipe with you. So you want to start by beating up your butter. No, you just want to beat the butter. Okay, so my butter has been beaten up and it's nice and soft and fluffy looking. Next, I'm going to put my sugar in. And let's get the last little bit of that sugar. There we go. And I'm going to beat this for about a minute. So I'm just going to scrape down the walls and I'm going to keep beating it just to make sure that it's all well combined. Okay. Okay, so far so good. Now I'm going to just scrape down the sides. And this time I'm going to add my egg and my vanilla. So I'm going to crack my egg in a bowl. There we go, look at that, no shells, that's great. So in it goes. And I'm going to add my vanilla. And while that's mixing, I'm also going to mix in my salt and my baking powder. And I'm going to give that a stir. Okay, so I'm going to scrape down the sides one more time. And then I'm going to add all of my dry ingredients to the wet, and we're going to see how it goes. If it's a bit too wet still, we're going to add a little bit more flour, but I have a feeling that it's just going to be perfect. There we go. We're going to start on low and just slowly increase until it's well combined. Okay, so it looks pretty good. I thought it was a little wet at first, but no, it looks like it's just right. I mean, it doesn't stick to my hands, but it is a little bit sticky, and that's okay. So I'm just going to scrape off my paddle. Okay. So I'm going to put my dough out onto a piece of parchment paper here. The last of this, and I'm going to put another sheet on top. We're still going to use both pieces of parchment paper, but this is a great way of rolling it out because it's a little bit on the sticky side. You can save yourself a little bit of grief and not drying out the cookie too much by rolling it between two sheets of parchment paper. You can also do a piece of parchment paper on the bottom and plastic wrap on top, and that works too. Okay. So I'm just going to cut off the edges a little bit because I'm going to use them to fill in little gaps. Oh, it's beautiful, this. That was a little thick there. Okay, so now I'm going to put a little bit there and a little bit there. I'll just run the rolling pin over one more time. Look at that. It's beautiful. Oh, it looks great. Anyway, so now we want to take some butter and we're going to brush the whole thing with melted butter. Oh, that looks great already. So you want to take your cinnamon and your sugar. It's so humid here, all of my stuff is sticking. And you want to combine your cinnamon into your sugar to make cinnamon sugar. And a little stir, stir, stir. Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember being a kid and loving having a slice of toast and a little bit of butter on it and then sprinkling cinnamon sugar on it. It was so good. Oh my God. And these cookies remind me a little bit of that, but they last for like, well, if you let them last for like 2 weeks, but they'll be gone in a couple days, I'm sure. So we just want to sprinkle a generous portion of cinnamon and sugar on there. Look at that. Oh, it smells so good in here right now. Just a little bit left. Okay. Just smooth that out. Now the tricky part, we need to roll this as tightly as possible onto itself. So I'm going to start by taking each of the ends. And take that. And then you just slowly roll it into itself. And it's okay if there's a little wrinkle here or there, like I've got here. That's okay. Because we're going to pop this in the fridge. So I got to roll it back on. Somehow. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to pop this onto a tray and put it into the fridge for about 2 hours for it to fully set up. And then we're going to take it out and we're going to see where it goes from there. See you in a moment. Okay, so it's been a few hours and this has gone really firm. It's perfect because if it's nice and firm, it's going to be easy to slice. Look at that. Okay, so I'm going to take this over here. And that other piece of parchment paper I put on another sheet because we're probably going to end up using 2 sheet pans. And we want to just slice just over 1/4 inch or just under a centimeter thick of a slice. And then we're just going through, and you can see when it's sliced, it looks quite pretty. So these do take, they do expand in the oven once we bake them. So when we lay them out, we're going to want to leave a little bit of spacing. Oops, that one's a bit on the big side. There we go. Okay, now we just lay them out. A little bit of space here and there. Look at these. They look great. Oh, I can't wait. Okay, and then I'll put the rest on the next one. To my 4 corners. Work my way. There. So, we've got our cookies. They're ready to go in the oven. I'm going to pop them in the oven for about 12 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to pull them out. We're going to ice them. We're going to see what they taste like. Be right back. Oh, these cookies look great. They were just about 12 minutes exactly in my oven, and they firmed up. They feel really nice. They were a little bit on the soft side as I was pulling them out, and I thought, no, they're going to firm up as they come out anyway. I didn't want to overcook them, because if they're overcooked, they're going to dry out, and I didn't want that. So, while these are cooling still, let's make the icing for the top. And it's really simple, what you need. It's icing sugar, there we go, and the vanilla extract, and some milk. And if you want to use a milk alternative like soy milk or almond milk, go right for it, but I'm just using a regular 1% milk. And we're just going to mix that up And something I learned recently is when you add milk to your icing sugar, you don't actually have to sift the icing sugar because the milk actually liquefies everything and gets rid of the lumps. So I thought that was kind of cool. Okay, look at that. Oh, looks great. So now, I'm gonna take the big tray. I think I was gonna put it in a piping bag, but I think I'm just gonna use a spoon and I'm just gonna drizzle some icing on it. Just make it look really, oh my goodness, this looks so good. Oh my goodness. So you're gonna want to let this set up, but for my sake, I'm just gonna try it because, oh my goodness, I can't wait. So I'm gonna try that one because it looks really good. Okay, here we go. There's the perfect amount of cinnamon, a little bit of crunch. It's soft. It's almost like shortbread. It's so melts in your mouth. It's so nice. Let me know in the comments below if you've tried them and what you think of the recipe. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks for watching.